anyways, go ahead.
Well, we back. Episode 44, presented to you proudly by our partners at Moon Golf.
Right here.
Today's show is always proudly presented by everyone at Moon Golf in Auburn. They have 4 locations, Auburn, and then down the... good Lord, you okay over there?
Congestion.
Moon Golf is locally owned and operated by the wonderful Dan and Ann Moon, who have given us this great partnership. A few characteristics that might come to mind when we suggest Moon Golf is friendliness, quality, expertise, and the best selection of clubs.
Well, we need one more. That was only 4. They're a 5-star company.
5-star.
Name something else.
Personality.
I like it. From bags to clubs, putters to drivers, Moon has it all. If you are in need for a newly built set of clubs, a fitment for a driver, or even something as simple as a new grip, they will have you covered and have you taken care of with the best turnaround time in this area.
That's true.
That means no more going to these other stores that have a golf selection built into them.
John from Shoes. John from Shoes.
Because Moon Golf is a golf store with only golf equipment and golf gear. They offer the finest technology with the top-tier Drahman monitors in the fitting bays to get you the most accurate numbers possible to determine and adjust you in your game.
That's it.
Don't waste any more time in any other stores. Go to Moon Golf and tell them you heard about them on the BSG podcast.
And the fitters are top notch. We done formed relationships with them now.
Yeah. Jeremy went to pick up my 3-wood the other day before I got it, and the guy's like, you kind of look like Zach. Are you related to him? I said, that means a lot. That means we're in there enough
Right, yeah.
where they know what I look like.
Was it Jonah's parents messaged us?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jonah's parents
Offered a place
messaged
to
us.
stay?
We got connections now.
Yeah, down in Melbourne. They said, hey, if y'all are coming down here to film some videos at some courses, 1, we have nice courses. 2, you can stay. We have an extra room for y'all.
Oh, we could tour all 3 facilities.
That's it. Oh, yeah, because
All
other
3
ones are down there.
All 3 Moon Golfs are in Melbourne.
Jeremy bought a club from him this past week. Did he tell you?
Oh, yeah. He bought a
Hybrid.
I bought a new hybrid.
Ping.
Yeah, that man, if anybody in our circle loves hybrids, that man loves hybrids.
What if he had a bag full of hybrid?
I was just about to say, I wouldn't be surprised. He has, what, the 3,
3,
4.
5.
Oh, he has a 5. 3, 5. Wouldn't
Now
be
a
surprised
4.
if there's a, yeah. Dang.
What about a 7? I could see him having a 7.
Hybrid or 7 wood?
Either one.
You know, the pros will carry that 7 wood for like a 200-yard club.
And the amateurs will carry.
I want a
4
5
hybrids.
wood, so I swung the 5 wood the other. I was trying to get fit for a new hybrid. My body was not working. I could not hit the ball for nothing.
I bet that's frustrating because you
Oh, it
scheduled the
was.
fitting.
Schedule it, drive an hour from work. Could not hit. So I kept my hybrid. But I swung the 5 wood, the Paradigm, a couple times
Yeah.
for like a 230 club. I said, oh. But then I got to get rid of my 5 iron.
I remember when I first got into golf, I thought you had to have a driver 3-wood, 5-wood, so that's what I bought.
I did too.
I had no difference between 3 and 5-wood. I just carried it because I said, oh, that's what the pros have. And then it went to my 4-iron. But now I just have the hybrid.
Mine's driver 3, 4 hybrid. That's pretty good, but there's still some range
Brady
in there.
carries 15 clubs illegally
I do some days. When we do 4-man, I got to carry that 2-iron just in case.
just to use it.
But with that being said, we're going to jump into our interview today. Vince Drahman. So today we have Vince Drahman with us on the show, PGA golf coach at the Old Oakland Golf Club in Indianapolis. He's a former golf coach for Division I and NAIA. That's pretty much all I got on you. I couldn't really find the colleges, so if you'd like to enlighten us on what colleges you coached for.
Is it Drahman or
Yeah,
Drahman?
I'm not very special, so I was interested to see what you could find. There's probably not much besides some tournament results.
I did see a lot of tournament results, yeah.
Yeah. I played NAIA golf in school, so I played at 2 different NAIA schools, and then right out of college, I was a graduate assistant at William Woods University, which is an NAIA school in Missouri. We were top 5 in the country the year that I was there. And then at 24, I was the head coach at an NAIA school in North Dakota called the University of Jamestown. So I was the head men's and women's golf coach there for a year. Both teams made it to the national tournament for the first time in a long time. But obviously, North Dakota was not a great place to be a golf coach. So I was there for 1 year. And then for the last 4 years of my coaching career, I was back here in Indy. I was the assistant men's and women's golf coach at IUPUI in downtown Indianapolis. So just switched over to teaching full-time last January and doing that for about a year. And it's been going really well. It's allowed me to have more time to focus on my own game, which was kind of the goal in making the switch, and it's been good. It's been a really exciting year. So
I'm about to annoy these guys, but not only do we have the dogs in common, we're both NAIA collegiate athletes.
Oh, my God.
there you go. I love it.
See, there's something different about us. We're collegiate scholarship athletes, NAIA.
I don't think your scores are similar to his.
Well, I played a different sport. I played soccer. But
There you go.
nonetheless, scholarship athlete right here.
There you go. What
they're
school you play at?
Point University. It's in West Point, Georgia. They're just jealous. They didn't go
Yeah.
that far in life. The collegiate athlete part.
I was about to say, this man went to Alabama.
I was gonna say I wasn't good enough to walk on with Coach Saban. So.
And then Brady pretends.
He said sit in the stands.
Brady pretends to ride dirt bikes. So.
I'm on Bison at heart.
Oh, Southern Union Bikes. I wouldn't say that. But anyways.
What was your path like through college, and did you see yourself becoming a golf pro, or did you have any other thoughts of pursuing a career chasing like the tour or anything like that?
Yeah, so I was, I guess, more of a late bloomer in high school. I'd always played golf. My dad was a big golf fanatic, so I never had really any formal instruction growing up, but I was always at the golf course. I was the kid that would get dropped off at 8 a.m. in the summer and play until dark, and my parents would come pick me up. And so I always loved golf, but I never really – I felt like for me at every level, it took a while to kind of break through and get comfortable. So when I got to high school, I played JV my freshman year, played in one varsity event, shot like 92, didn't play any more varsity. Then played varsity my sophomore year, but was like in that 4 or 5 spot. Started to play a little bit better my junior year. And then junior year was the year like we made it to states and we did all the good stuff. But my class here in Indiana was pretty deep, like the other kids who were in my grade. So I didn't really get any D1 looks. And so I had a really, really good senior year, but wound up going to University of the Cumberlands, which is a NAI school in like southeastern Kentucky. I was there for 2 seasons. We were a really good golf team at the NAI level. I was there my sophomore year. I played number 3 on the team, and we were ranked number 4 in the country for a lot of the year. But just kind of missed home and was ready to get back and be back around family. So I transferred back to Marian University, which is here in Indianapolis. I was there for 3 seasons. I played my first year, and then I actually redshirted for an entire year to do 2 different public accounting internships. So at that point in life, I was considering being an accountant until I did 2 full-time public accounting internships, and then I realized I didn't really want to be an accountant.
I hated accounting.
And so for me, going into my senior year, I kind of set a list of goals for myself, like things I wanted to get accomplished if I was going to pursue professional golf, be a first-team NAI All-American, have a certain scoring average, do some different things like that. And I actually came pretty close to a lot of those goals. But for me, being an accounting major, always being a business guy, money was always how my brain worked. And I just didn't really think I'd be very successful chasing the mini tours, spending other people's money, essentially. Like I didn't come from a background where my parents would have been able to back me or anything like that. And so I could have gone to my local club and raised the money and been able to kind of do it as a crowdfunding sort of thing. But I knew for me in the back of my mind, I'd always be thinking about the money instead of being freed up to go play golf. And so since I knew I didn't want to do accounting and I wasn't really ready to dive all in on professional golf, I was lucky enough to find a graduate assistantship, like I said, at a very good school where I did coaching, got my master's paid for. So I wound up getting my MBA as well while I was there. And it was a really good experience for me because it kind of gave me 2 different pathways when I came out. Obviously being there, I fell in love with coaching and decided to go down that route. But it was a really good experience for me. It was one of those things where there was probably 3 or 4 different times in my college career you could have asked me what I thought my path was going to be after school, and it would have been different every time. And none of those times would have included me being a full-time teaching professional, which I am now. So.
That's awesome. I think that most of us, like, we have no idea, like, coming out of college what we're going to really settle down and do. And I think, like, especially coming together and doing something like what we're doing now is something that we've never even thought we could dream of doing. So I think it's pretty cool how, like, things that you love to do end up coming into your life one way or another.
Definitely. Yeah, I think that was the biggest thing for me was I just didn't really love the accounting aspect of it. Like, you make good money, you have a guaranteed job, all those things, but I didn't have a real passion for it. Like, I had a couple full-time job offers after my internships, and it wasn't like I was a bad accountant or a bad student, but I just didn't have the passion for it. And I had always been taught by my parents growing up to do what I love and to just go after whatever your heart's telling you to. And so for me, coming out of school, it was definitely a decision that got me a lot of sideways looks from people kind of outside my circle. But I was lucky enough to have people with, whether it was my parents or my coaches or the people around me who supported me, that told me to go ahead and do it and chase my dreams and do something that I enjoyed. And it's definitely been an interesting path, but it's been exciting for sure.
What do you enjoy out of these two options the most of being a teaching pro? Is do you enjoy like nitpicking a really good player and fine tuning them, or having someone come in that's like a mid handicapper and you're trying to help them just understand golf?
I think it depends for me. Honestly, for me, the biggest part of the instruction aspect is trying to build a relationship. As a college coach, I felt like that's what a lot of my job was. And so that's the part of coaching, teaching that still attracts me. I'm very much viewing myself, even at our private facility here in Indy, as a golf coach and not necessarily a swing instructor. So I've definitely taken a different approach. I try to get students who come see me consistently to spend time in different places. I do a lot of playing lessons. I do a lot of short game lessons. We definitely spend time on the range, but in the summer when I'm busy giving 6, 7, 8 lessons a day, the last thing I personally want to do is stand on the range for 8 hours. Mm-hmm. One, I don't think it's the best service to the students, but two, it's not enjoyable for me at all. And so I would say for me, I definitely get benefits as a coach out of both sides of things. But for me, when you have a student, regardless of the level, who's willing to learn and listen and try new things and then goes out and practices on their own and comes back to you with feedback, whether that's good or bad, I think that relationship aspect is what excites me about coaching, because I know when I have those students, eventually I'll get to see that light bulb moment. Yeah. It's not always quick. Sometimes it is, but that's the most rewarding thing for me. There's a couple members at our club, one of them in particular I'm thinking about, who's a little bit older guy, and we've worked together pretty much since I started in January. And he now comes in every time excited for a lesson because things continue to get better, because it's about 6 months ago it finally clicked for him to where he's got it. It feels simple now. He's starting to really feel like he's blossoming in his game. And we're able to take our time together outside of just swing thoughts. And so now we're going out on the golf course and actually working on how to score the golf ball. Obviously, being able to have a pattern and a swing that you consistently rely on is important. And it's the first step for a lot of students. But realistically, most people's goal, not everybody, surprisingly, but most people's goal and my goal as a coach is to help you shoot lower scores. And so that's where my lessons and my work with students is kind of tailored.
Yeah, that sounds similar to like the guys that we know in this area that have that do the golf lessons and stuff like that. I think we've learned probably more advice from them. Like I feel like you can sit and watch endless amount of YouTube videos, and until you get like the connection of being on the range, working on the short game area, and actually being on the course with a coach, like someone that knows what to do in certain situations, like I think you learn the most that way.
For sure. I always tell my students that YouTube University is a dangerous place.
Yeah.
I think nowadays it's awesome how much information we have access to. But even for myself, trying to do a little bit of content creation type stuff, like a lot of the stuff that I post is stuff that people ask me in lessons or things that I see commonly that I think need to be addressed. But if you went through my page and saw every tip video and tried to do every one back to back, you'd wind up more confused than you showed up. And that's because there are certain things that work in certain situations, but the video that you are watching may not be the thing you actually need to work on. And so that's where I feel like finding someone you can trust as an instructor and someone that you can build a relationship with. It doesn't have to be that you go see that person once a week, but somebody that you can text and say, hey, this is what's going wrong. What do you think I should do? And get a specific drill prescribed to you and your swing and your tendencies instead of just Googling or YouTubing whatever, because what pops up may, even if it's the right thing, it may be presented in the wrong way. And I think that's one of the things that gets people mentally tied up a lot. If you watch the tip shows on Golf Channel or read the articles in Golf Digest, like they're basically telling you, okay, this is the thought or the drill that the winner on tour had this week, which is awesome. But the way that Schauffele swings the club is completely different from the way Rahm swings the club. And both of those are probably way different from the way an average 15 handicapper swings the club. And so those thoughts and feelings aren't necessarily helping.
Yeah, that's true for sure. You're still playing in like these club events and pro-ams and stuff like that right now?
Yep, I'm still playing in quite a few section events. So I just got my Class A in May of this year, so I'm officially a member of the PGA of America. But I've been playing tournaments as an associate and within the PGA, within our Indiana PGA section, since 2020 when I officially turned professional, I guess. And so I play a pretty extensive schedule for sure.
What's tournament? Oh my bad. What's tournament prep for you look like? If you got a tournament coming up on the weekend, in between, I guess, teaching, how do you work out what you're going to do to prep for it?
Yeah, it depends. Honestly, right now, in where I'm kind of at, it depends on the importance of the event. I hate to put it that way because every event's important and every event's a chance for me to go out and make some money. And obviously, every time I tee it up, I want to win. But also, I have a job. I'm not a true professional golfer. I'm a golf pro. And so we have a lot of like one-day events and things like that. And for that, I just try to make sure I get in some practice throughout the week and play holes when I can. But when I'm prepping for a bigger event like our state open or our Indiana PGA section championship, some things like that, I'll physically block out times in my teaching schedule and like force myself to go play or go practice. Not that I don't want to, but obviously for me, there's a lot of times where somebody asks me for a lesson and the money's right there. If I don't have that time already blocked out, I'm just going to take the lesson and the money. And so you can get yourself too busy too fast. And I think that's one of the things starting out for me. I didn't come into teaching with like a big student load or a big following here in Indy because I was coming as a college coach. And for me wanting to play more, I think that actually helped me because I wasn't overloaded from the beginning. And I kind of was able to figure out in my first year of teaching full time, okay, if I have a big event coming up, I can schedule 9 holes on this day and 18 holes on this day and 2 hours of practice on this day and give myself the opportunity to feel like I'm actually prepped and ready to go for events. Where a lot of teaching pros, even the ones who play consistently in section events, are showing up and they've hit balls maybe for 45 minutes a day, but they haven't played a round of golf in 2 weeks because they've been so busy with teaching. And so it can definitely be a tough balance. But for me, leading into those bigger events, it's physically going through and scheduling out what my practice times are going to be and then filling those times in with things that are going to benefit me. So I use Decade. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but for course management and my stat tracking. And so Decade allows me to see kind of my trends over time, and it gives me a pretty good idea of where I need to spend my time practicing. So if my strokes gained approach from 100 to 150 is really bad for a 2-week stretch leading into a bigger event, I'll spend a lot more time working on wedges and short irons. Obviously, same thing with driving, putting, etc. But I've always been a play first kind of guy. I was a play first kind of kid. So I feel like personally leading into a bigger event, I need more holes than anything else. So I'll try to go find a cash game here in town or go out and play with some members, do some stuff like that where I'm putting myself on the course in situations trying to go shoot a number.
When you're doing coaching, how important is it for you to get the student off the range, like to walk or play 9 holes as opposed to just perfecting a swing?
It's a really good question. I think, honestly, for me, a lot of it depends on time of year. Us being in Indiana, we have a lot of guys who it's getting better now. Like, hopefully, I'll go play golf on Thursday for the first time here all year. But like December, kind of really end of October is when the weather starts to get iffy. So November, December, January, I do have some people who were working more on those serious swing changes. Obviously, we can always make changes to the swing, but a lot of times if we're in season, particularly with the guys at our club who are wanting to play in men's league and play in club championships and do things like that where they're trying to be somewhat competitive, I try to keep the range lessons and the swing thoughts very simple. And our goal a lot of the time is focused more on what the ball is doing rather than what the swing looks like. So I use Drahman a lot in the winter. I use it a decent amount outdoors, mostly with higher level players, just because I don't want to confuse people. We can tell a lot of what we need to know off ball flight. I'll also use video a lot indoors and then less outdoors. Once again, it depends on the player and the situation. But it's definitely a big switch for some people, especially those guys who I lovingly call range rats, to get them actually on the golf course.
Yeah.
Because regardless of what the swing looks like or what position they're in at a various point in the swing, all that matters is how the club impacts the ball and then how the ball takes off. So being able to get out on the golf course and see your tendencies when you only have one swing at it, as opposed to a driving range where you can rake ball after ball, is definitely an important aspect of it, because that feedback is what's going to allow us to drive improvement in future lessons.
Gotcha.
What what kind of advice would you give to like a junior golfer or a someone that's coming up through high school, going and looking for a good college career, that is actually like having a dream of chasing a career on the tour or something like that?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, the kids that I work with, I encourage them for sure. I also make sure I sprinkle in a dose of reality every now and then, because it's a very difficult task to get there. But I think as a kid, when you look at junior development, the two things I really work on with kids are trying to get them to swing it as fast as they can. If you look at how the human body works, going through puberty, going through adolescence, there is a shorter window than most people realize to really be able to take advantage of developing those explosive muscles and developing speed. And so if you can get kids doing, I don't want to say speed training, because it's not a lot of anything besides hitting golf balls as hard as you possibly can. But if you can get kids doing more of that when they're young, those are the kids that are going to wind up hitting it a lot further when they get to be 15, 16, 17, 18 and beyond. And as you look at all of the trends in golf, being long is probably more important than it ever has been. And I think it'll continue to be important. So I would say we spend a lot of time on trying to get them to not be afraid to develop swing, and then trying to work a lot on developing a short game as well. And a lot of the junior programs that I run, we're not super technical around the greens, but we play a lot of games. We'll play a lot of up and down games. We'll play a lot of different chipping games where you're competing against yourself or a partner. We'll do a ton of putting competitions to where those kids are focused on, okay, I have to get this ball up and down against my buddy, or I owe him 5 push-ups right here on the chipping green. Or if I make this putt at the end of junior golf camp, everybody gets ice cream tomorrow. Trying to do fun things where you're putting them in situations that are competitive without them knowing it, and it allows them to build those good habits that then allow them to feel like they can execute some of those short game shots when they start to get into more pressure situations down the line. Obviously, the ball striking piece is super important. Personally, I feel like we can always work on the more technical aspects of the swing a little bit later. For most junior golfers, like under middle school age, I just want them to have fun. And so our junior camps, if you look at it from the outside looking in and you haven't seen the game plan for the day, probably look like organized chaos, and they kind of are. because I want the kids to have fun. I want them to look forward to coming to junior golf with their buddies, and I want golf to be something that's exciting. As you start to work into those middle school and high school years, I think finding somebody who you can work with from a coach point of view is definitely important. I think the other aspect too is being able to build a tournament schedule that fits your current skill level while having a look towards your future goals as well. Like if you're a kid who's shooting 84 as a sophomore in high school, I'm not going to tell you to go sign up for a bunch of national events because you're just going to go get your brains beat in. But finding a way for each kid to build a schedule that mixes in a few tournaments that they feel like they can compete and have a chance to win, because learning how to win is a skill. Finding a few events where you feel like you're going to have to work really hard, but it's still realistic that you win. And then finding a few events where essentially you're going to go get your brains beat in. So for some high school kids, that's trying to qualify for a state open or a men's event, a USAM, something like that. Because I think there does need to be an aspect of, okay, I have a lot further to go. But I also think learning how to win when you can, when you're the favorite, when you're supposed to, however you want to put that language, I think is something that can't really be taught. And obviously, as you get up to college golf, as you get into Korn Ferry PGA Tour, you don't have to win to be super successful. But if you look at a lot of the most successful players on tour, like the guys who are consistently inside the top 100 on the money list that aren't the names you see every week, they usually have 4 to 10 good weeks every year, and the rest of their year is bleh. They miss some cuts. They finish right around the bottom or middle half of the field a lot of the time. But when they get hot, they get really hot, and they know how to convert when they're hot. And so I think that's something that I try to look at maybe more than other people do, because I do think it's a skill that can be tough to learn later in life.
What I heard was take my boys to the range and have them swing like Kyle Berkshire over and over again.
Yeah.
Swing as hard as
Yeah,
possible.
that's what I'm gonna take.
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yes.
I saw a coach on my way here. I was watching videos.
Oh, he
Not-
just said
not
don't
while
do that.
Driving. Not while driving. No, but he was talking about how beneficial it was to have your driver swing speed be over 110. He said 110 is the mark that really starts to separate you to be able to trim down to single-digit handicaps. He said anybody can work around the range and around the greens, but once you get that 110 mark, you're long, and then it's easier inside. You start swinging shorter irons, and you can start really attacking more. Do you think that's pretty on par with it?
I would agree to a point. I mean, in my mind, I don't know that there's necessarily a number, right? Like a lot of it depends too on where you're playing from. If you're playing in your local men's club event, you're probably playing the white tees, which at most courses are 6,000 to 6,500 yards. You really don't have to swing at 110 from those tees to still have a bunch of 9 irons and wedges in. I think at the most competitive levels, if you just look at the trending stats over the last few years, all of the numbers are going up, right? Club head speed's going up, ball speed's going up, average carry distance off the tee is going up. So speed's becoming more and more important than it ever has been. And even for me, I mean, I'm 29 years old. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm an old guy by any means, but I'll never forget I was watching the NCAA National Championships last year, and it was the final round of the individual stroke play, and the final group had 3 guys in it. One kid hit at 184 ball speed, one kid hit at 186 ball speed, and one kid hit at 191 ball speed. In competition in the final round of the NCAA championship with water on the right and desert left. And those kids are hitting it that hard. And that was a moment for me where I was like, yeah, I'm pretty glad I didn't try to make it on the PGA Tour because I'm not touching that.
What do you think your average ball speed is off the driver?
I would say it depends. I have been doing a lot of speed training this off season. So I would say when I'm more in speed training mode, which for me means I'm swinging as hard as possible and I don't care where the ball goes, I can probably average 177 to 178 ball speed. On course, I would say I'm more probably in the 170 to 171 range. But I think it's always trying to find ways to push that. Like I'm on staff with Callaway. I have a Callaway staff deal. I played the Rogue ST driver last year. Absolutely loved it. Favorite driver I've ever played. I have the Paradigm now, and the ball speed's like 2 to 3 miles an hour faster. I haven't quite figured out how to get it to feel as good control-wise as the Rogue. So, like, I was down in Florida 2 weeks ago, and I played the Rogue still just because I felt more comfortable with it under the gun. But definitely my tournament schedule up here starts in April. I'll be tinkering around with the Paradigm trying to figure out how I can get that control feeling, because I think every mile an hour you can get in club head speed and ball speed is going to make a difference at the end of the day. Because if you're playing against whatever level of competition, if you have shorter clubs in than the rest of the guys and you're driving it semi-accurately, you're going to give yourself a huge advantage for sure.
I think with my driver's on, I can compete with any of the four of us when we play. If my driver's on, I'm usually one of the longer ones in our group.
Sometimes 3 wood.
Yeah, sometimes three wood's longer than their drivers. But if it's on, it's on. And even like chip and pour, I'm so far up on most of the second shots, I can still compete.
It's wild hearing him say off season because we don't have off season in
Yeah,
golf.
you need
All
to
year
come down to
round.
Alabama. We play year round.
I wonder if that
There you
hurts
go.
us though, because he gets to practice and train in the off season, and we're
Still trying to
goofing
grind
off on
and
it.
get to the courses.
We need an off season.
I'm gonna ask you some real fun questions here at the end. What's a favorite course you've played anywhere in the United States?
Honestly, so I played 2019 USAM at Pinehurst.
Oh wow!
We got to play 2 and 4, and it was awesome. That's the only USGA event I've ever played in, so it was an awesome experience for me. But I would say I enjoyed 4 more than I enjoyed 2. I think 2 obviously has the historical significance. It's hard. The greens are very difficult. But 4, it was probably a year or 2 in 2019 after the redesign. And it was awesome. It was such a fun golf course. The greens were, I would say, more severe in the middle. They had a lot more shelves, but they weren't like the number 2 greens where everything runs off the sides. So if you hit it in the right sections, you could make a lot of birdies. But the whole facility was awesome. We got to spend about a week there. My whole family went down. That was probably one of my better experiences in golf all around. So I would say those 2 places both hold a special place in my heart for sure.
That's
Yeah.
one of our upcoming boys' trips.
Yeah,
we want to
for
go
sure.
to Pinehurst.
I think we need to wait for the U.S. Open next year, or I think it's next
You
year.
wait for the new course to be built that they're
Oh,
building
yeah.
now.
Yeah,
10.
that too.
Yeah,
Is it 10?
I think it is.
Yeah. That's not the first time I've heard that the 4th course is like somebody's favorite out of all of them. I think NLU said that.
No laying up
Yeah,
said that when
they're
did that.
heavy on that. What's one course you might have on your bucket list to play one day besides Augusta? Everybody knows Augusta's on there.
Yeah.
One that you got a
I mean,
chance of
obviously-
getting on.
Yeah, obviously everybody would want to play Augusta. It's a good question. I think for me, I haven't played much West Coast golf, so I'd love a chance to play Pebble or Monterey or Spyglass, one of those courses, something that just sits on the ocean like that. Just because I've never played anything like that before out on the West Coast, I would say those are probably the places that are more bucket list items. But for me, I'm kind of crazy and a little selfish too, so I'd want to play them because I earned my way into a bigger event like
Yeah.
the US Open
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah. What other 3 people? I guess somebody does it where they say, "Oh, it's a subpar." They go, "What 3 people, dead or alive, would you want in your dream threesome? Oh, foursome."
There you go. That's a tough one. Definitely Rory. Rory's my favorite player.
God. Rory's trash.
Got a
Let's
hater.
don't get started on Rory. One of the most overrated golfers on the PGA. But anyways, go ahead.
He's one of the most frustrating golfers to watch because he'll freaking stripe it and miss it from 6 feet all day.
That was what, the Open last year, at the old course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
That was one of my best rounds. I loved watching it. Go ahead.
Probably, I'm a big Pacers guy, so probably Reggie Miller. I think that would be cool as well. And then, I don't know, fourth guy. Probably just my dad, just because I grew up playing with my dad. Anytime I get to play with my dad, it's awesome. They still live here in the Indy area, but with me being a little bit busier, being married, like we don't get to play as much as I'd like to. We probably play like 5 to 6 times a year. But anytime I get a chance to play with him, that'd be awesome. I love him being a part of some of the bigger golf events in my life. And so probably my dad, bring him along for the experience.
Last one. Who do you guys a better 3-ball shooter, Reggie Miller or Steph Curry?
You can't even debate
I mean,
that.
it's Steph.
The numbers.
For sure.
It's numbers.
Okay, I'm just
Steph is-
asking. He's a big Reggie Miller guy. Reggie Miller, before Steph came on, Reggie Miller was the 3-point guy.
Until Ray Allen.
He was.
Oh,
but,
Ray out.
I'm just saying, Ray was
It's-
right there with him.
I mean, it's definitely Steph. The things he does it's incredible to watch.
I just had to get. I didn't know if you're heavy on Reggie Miller.
Nah, I mean, I like it. The 8 points in 9 seconds and all that kind of stuff.
Historic.
Those are my memories right there. But
Well, this week, hey, are you rooting for anybody in particular at the Honda Classic this week? I'm rooting for Zach Blair. He's in the field again. He's back.
Maybe he'll make the cut, I hope.
He's back in the field. That's my boy.
there you go. No, not in particular. I haven't really looked at the list, to be honest. I wonder if I know any of the guys that are playing down there. I know sometimes in some of the events like that, some of the PGA guys like myself, like certain sections give out sponsors invites at different events, and I think the Honda might be one of those. So if there's any PGA professionals in the field, I'll root for them for sure.
That'd be neat. Well, we appreciate you coming on and giving us the time. You know, me and Zach got some Sky Miles. We're willing to fly.
Yeah,
we'll get a
we're ready.
match. We'll come up to Indy and get a match going. We love to. It takes a couple of us against somebody your skill. Probably 4 of us against
Yeah,
him.
probably take all 4 of us.
Usually.
There's usually 4 of us here, but
The other ones.
we usually do a 4v1 series. So if you come down towards
Love it.
Atlanta, you let us know.
Yeah, he's about to have a baby,
I
so
will.
he can't really go anywhere for a few months. But if you happen to be traveling, but if not, we'll catch you at the beginning of next year. We'll fly up.
Yeah,
We'll
for
take it
sure.
on.
Now, if I make it down, I'll let you guys know. And if you guys come up this way, let me know.
We will.
And one of the things that I'm trying to do too is I'm trying to. I don't know if you guys ever watch the jersey swaps at the end of pro games.
Oh
but
yeah.
I'm trying to get some hat swaps going in the.
No, I'll
in
give
the
you my
golf
polo. If
TikTok.
you beat us, I'll give you my polo off my back.
There you go.
I'll give you my,
Harry
But for
Cheston
real,
all
if
out.
If you guys want me to send you one of these DG hats and you guys want to ship me up a Be Still hat, let me
Yeah,
know. I'd be
absolutely.
happy to do
for
it.
sure.
You want blue or black?
Let's go blue.
Money. We got 2 of them left. It's yours.
Perfect.
Yep. Well, we appreciate it. Rory's trash, and we'll catch you next time.
Awesome. Thank you, boys. Appreciate it.
See you, man.
Thanks, Vince. We back.
Oh, that's it. We back.
We got
Great
some.
interview.
That was a great interview. Now we got some housekeeping to take care of. We've got the 50th episode coming up on April the 3rd, and it's going to be live at Moon Golf.
We're hoping. We have not yet spoke to the owners of
No,
the
the
company.
owner's in Melbourne.
We're speaking it into existence.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah.
it's happening.
And if you're watching, please text me.
So the game plan is, like he said, to be live. As in live, as in you come and see it, or we're going to try to figure out how to go live.
Both.
Maybe
We're gonna try both.
We'll figure it out.
Okay. It may be one of those things where you throw the old iPad up, go live, and then the actual recorded version will come out the next day.
I like that.
Yeah.
But you'll have the opportunity, if all goes well, to come in, hit a shot on closest to the pin, closest one to the pin after we're going to have it open for about an hour.
Yeah.
So just go get dinner at Auburn. You get to come back in. You get $100 worth of stuff in the store on us. We're swiping
We'll
that
pull
Amex
out
for
the
you.
Amex right there.
Yep. So it's worth showing up to. You may hit it close to the pin, get $100 worth of gear.
I had a idea as well. Like for people, I know a lot of people might be coming from the Valley, LaGrange, stuff like that. We should give out like a incentive just for coming.
Donuts, free donuts.
Donuts, maybe a sleeve of balls, something like that.
Oh, I'm in.
Well, we'll have to plan that out. Well, it would be nice to have some kind of snacks there.
Yeah.
And can we
Mitch,
have food in your store?
do you really have that connection with Chick-fil-A? If you do, text
Oh,
pineapple in the
We've
group.
got some nuggets in there.
No, it ain't a new word. text kumquat. Have you ever seen
Can
a
you spell
kumquat?
I can't even spell it.
Grapefruit.
Yeah, it's like a grapefruit.
Oh, okay.
But Mitch, text kumquat in the group if you have that real connection at Chick-fil-A. Get us some chicken minis or something.
Yeah, he said he was going to get the sponsorship, but
All you need to know is that the 50th
He said
episode.
he's going to get us on a lot of courses,
Yeah.
too, by people he knows.
All you need to know is the 50th episode is going to be worth driving to Moon Golf and come checking out.
speaking of moon golf, I have a heap of college golf recap to get into. I'm going to try to make this brief because I have a lot of information.
Tell them
but,
why we're talking about college golf right now. What happened yesterday and today?
Well, it started Sunday.
Oh, I thought it was only 2 rounds. It's Monday and
3.
Oh, okay. 3
So
rounds.
Sunday was the first round of the Moon Golf Invitational, and it ended this afternoon. Number 8 LSU took the early lead on day 1 with a score of 276. So I figured out that they take the best 4 scores,
And drop the worst.
drop the worst.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's how they got that number. UCF was in second after round 1. They had a girl that shot a 65 on day 1. That's to come out and shoot.
They're playing
like-
6,300 yards.
Yes.
I looked it up. That's the tips at point.
Yeah.
Shooting 65.
Auburn advanced up the leaderboard on day 2 with the freshman Katie Cranston's 65, putting them into second place at 17 under. And then in round 3, today was round 3. Florida's Jackie Lucina moves the team into second place when she aces the 168-yard hole 16 and then finishes her day with a 6 under 66.
168 is a real par 3.
Yeah.
That's long.
What's she hitting on that yard? What club, I wonder?
Probably a 6.5. maybe,
That's
somewhere
ridiculous.
around.
Gosh.
They're so much better than us.
Yeah, I know. LSU claimed victory at the Moon Golf Invitational at 31 under
Scott
par.
loves that. Scott's a big LSU guy.
Northwestern jumped into second place in round 3 and finished at 21 under. Florida brought home third at 18 under, and Auburn finished just off the podium in the 4th spot at 15 under.
Just
My
like
Tide didn't
like
do too
Brady on
well.
Sunday night on the motocross game off the podium.
Right off the podium, dude. I
Off
could not
the
keep it
podium.
together.
Making me angry on my
I
couch.
gotta turn the commentary off when
It's
I
the
start
sa- is
racing.
the sand in the corner. It tore you up.
Twice actually. Yep.
He
Golly.
flipped. I seen that man go over the handlebar.
I was so mad.
Oh, here we go.
And I was sitting there talking all that junk. I said, "Here he comes.
We
He's
didn't even
moving
play
up."
Call of Duty. We were dedicated
Yeah,
to watch
he's,
it.
He's moving up. He's moving up. And the next thing I know, they go to his screen, and then I hear, "Oh, the sand corner took him down." I said, Brady,
Again.
Brady. Anyways, Auburn in 4th though. That's Ann's alma mater.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had your alma mater.
Or they? Oh yeah.
They had
Look.
a event this weekend as well. I think I'm going to say it right. The Kinderloo Forest Golf Club in Valdosta, Georgia. Point University Men's Golf. They had their first event this year, so they kicked it off as well. Cole Stevens fired a 3 under 69 on day 1 to put himself T1 with Dalton State's Gavin Noble, and on the second day, Cole went on to shoot a 70 and taking a solo first going in round 3. Today was the last day of their tournament. Cole kept the pressure on as he took the individual dub by shooting a 1 under 71 to shoot a total 6 under in the tournament. So he took
Overall.
the overall score. Yeah.
That's wild.
The Point University team finished with a podium, 3rd overall at 12
Okay,
over.
Pug.
Yep. That's a podium. That's a win.
Coach
Yeah.
Maddox doing what he does.
Yep.
They don't call him the best in the game for nothing.
That's true.
Some may say.
I think so.
Our boy Trevor Poole finished the tourney off with a solid T8, 3 over.
Trevor's too scared to play us. I'm calling it out now, Trevor. You're too scared to play us.
There's results coming out
Yeah.
for another.
He might have a reason, yeah. Coastal Georgia comes in at second at plus 7, and Dalton State on top at 3 under. So they were actually the winners and the only team
What
under
did Point
par.
finish score-wise?
12 over total.
So, they're 15 strokes off the Coach Lytle. We got to get on
Don't
that.
do that. You know that man.
We got to get on that. I didn't know it was that much of a was it discrepancy? Is that the word I'd use?
Whenever they talk football about the coaches, I'm like, you can say what you want. You can't make them tackle. You can't make them make putts.
You're right, Coach. You did.
He
a good
couldn't make
job.
me make putts the other day.
You're right. Oh yeah, and you're trying.
Yeah, I've seen Brady.
You're right, Coach. Keep doing your thing. Podium's a good start, but now the guys on the team, 15 strokes. We got to grind.
I got one more event to get to that happened this weekend.
I'll turn this off.
I'm gonna make this one quick. The Water Sound Invitational at the Shark's Tooth it was the Shark's Tooth Golf Course in Panama City. Did y'all see that course down there?
I did not.
I never heard
even
of
it.
Number one Vanderbilt took the dub at 38 under with. Yeah, that's the difference between NAI and D1.
No, because what was the moon golf? What was 27? Oh, it's 27 under. 29.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, you're right.
No, it was 31 under actually.
You're
LSU.
right. 3 under and 30 something under.
So,
You're right.
yeah, 38 under was Vanderbilt's total score. Georgia Tech was on their heels at 37 under. They made a run
Could
today.
you imagine being on 18 to tie and lipping a putt?
Oh.
Yeah, it came to – I kept updating it at work because I was trying to really keep up with it.
He ain't busy like me at work.
The last hour, I really wasn't. And Florida State finished third at 24 under par. So, Vandy has the number one ranked amateur in the nation, Gordon Sargent, and he finished his third round with a 666 for a T2 tournament finish.
We need to drive up to Nashville.
say, don't
We need a 4v1 right now.
I'm not scared to make the drive.
Gordon, we are looking at you.
I'm
We're going
tagging
to clip this.
tagging
Gordon, we coming.
We come.
If you want to
That's
really,
only a couple hours. We'll ride right now.
if you want to
know.
establish yourself as one of the best collegiate golfers, you got to beat the BSG4 man.
That's all it takes. You beat us, you got credit.
We'll come to your course. Never played it before. Tee it up. I've got
Tips. Put me way back.
put us back.
He said that with
Put us back.
Way back.
That's not as far back as I'm going.
there was another familiar name in the field, Ruan.
Oh,
He played
Mississippi State.
Yep, Mississippi State. He finished T43 overall. I'm not sure.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
He could have probably blew him out in the point.
That's true.
That
He would have
tournament.
blew him out.
Ruan shot a 77 on round 1, 70 and a 72 during round 2 and 3. And that's all I got for that.
Unacceptable. But yeah, let's clip it. Let's take them on. We're gonna actually be reaching out to some of the Auburn women's golf.
Yep.
We want that match.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Up at the, I guess that's where they practice the AU club, right? That's where
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's their official
They had.
spot.
Go ahead.
we need to go get that round in with Zach. Get the DL on the course, and then start just posting us whooping up collegiate golfers on the page.
They've got two good prospects for us, Anna Foster and Katie Cranston.
Both shot in the 60s.
Oh, yeah. Anna shot a 67 on Sunday, and Katie shot that 65 yesterday.
Good. Y'all got to shoot them low 60 to take us on.
My goal is for our 4-man to be too good that we had to drop to 3.
Every time we play.
Yeah.
We know that 2 isn't enough. We've been beat.
Right. With the wind. 2
Yeah.
isn't enough with
2
the
isn't
wind. I
wind.
think without the wind, we're there.
We're undefeated as 4. We're 0-1 as a 3 and 0-1 as a 2.
Yeah.
Scott takes down as a 3, and then I don't count your brother because he left us after 9,
I don't count that either.
and we fought back, and if we had a 4th. But anyways, I can't tell you the updated record because we got a new 4-man video coming out, but we're establishing ourselves. We had a rocky start as a 4-man, but we're getting set on some solid ground. We're making a run now.
Yep.
Best 4-man in the country is what we're going for. Eventually, the goal is to take on 4-play,
Yep.
4v4.
And then Bob Does Sports.
Would you be able to play, or would you be so starstruck? Would you be,
Grant.
I think you give me some transfusions in me, I'll be all right.
Would you rather take on 4-play, the 4 of them,
4-play.
or Micah and Tig?
Ooh.
Mike, so
I think-
no, they would switch it up. It'd be Micah.
No, it'd just be 4v2, Micah and Tig versus us.
Yeah, I'd do that for sure.
That one.
I'd go them over 4-play.
Here we go. We wouldn't have Brady. He'd be like just staring the whole time, staring at Grant the whole time. Anyways,
But
Y'all
you
wanna
could do- You could do Tig, Grant, Garrett
Do them. What?
on the 4-man.
Garrett's not going to show up
Oh,
with
no.
them 2 involved. There's
What
bad
a-
blood.
we could do a 4-man versus good with Luke Quan.
I don't watch any of their videos anymore, honestly.
I don't
It's a
either.
little-
I don't either. Bubby kind of ruined it.
You don't like Bubby?
That post he made was rough.
Yeah, that was kind of like
Oh, the bunker? Where is it? Yeah.
from you went from good to from silver, gold to silver,
Yeah.
or whatever.
His caption was a little
was like-
thought out where he was like it sounded like a little hurt. Like it really hurt him
Yeah.
deep
Oh,
down. and
I'm
he-
sure for both of them to leave, then, which I'm sure all the Dylans were in the background unfolding for Callaway
Oh, yeah.
and TaylorMade, and I think if I had to pick right now, I'd go
Wilson.
Whoever calls us,
Oh.
we are open for a business decision.
Except Live Golf. Do not call us.
Oh gosh,
You can call me.
he's already wearing the black shirt.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I'm ready.
Anyway, what do you got next?
I got the Jennifer,
The Jennifer. The Jennifer Open.
the Genesis Invitational recap.
My pick almost won it.
Yep.
I was so excited.
I actually did not get the pick because I swapped at the end of it because
Oh.
I said Rom at first and then I said Colin. But yeah, Rom wins. This is 5 out of his last 8 events that he's played.
3 out of the last 5.
Okay.
Is he too good?
No, in 2023.
Yeah.
3 out of 5.
Yeah.
You think what kind of like what Vince said earlier? He's gonna play. He's played 4, 5 good ones, and now is he just gonna have a crappy rest of the year? Or do you think he's gonna
No.
I think he stays on
He's
fire.
on.
a major this year?
I think a major for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
He's not clutch. It's the one thing he's not. It's clutch. He don't have it in his genes.
JT
He
can't
did-
win. Rory can't win.
I think Max let him. He let him slip up a couple times and didn't really take advantage because Rom was hitting it all over the place in
Did you
that
see
last
how
round.
much that round meant to Max? He was crying in the
yeah.
post.
Yeah, that was the next thing I had. How heartbroken he was after the way he finished. And you know who made him cry?
Who?
Rappaport.
That's who asked the question?
He asked the question. Yep.
Well, that makes 2 of us because I was crying when I saw he didn't win because I thought I was going to finally get a pick right. He let me down.
The other guy, Tiger, played his.
The other guy? That's what you referred to him?
Yeah, the other
the big cat.
You mean
the
the
big guy.
host of the whole tournament?
Yeah, the host. He made the cut. He did what we said
He
he,
would not
wouldn't
do,
do.
yeah.
And he shot a lower score than we said he would. He
Yeah.
shot a 67.
Well, we said day 1 he would go under par. I think he was.
Yep, he went
Day
69,
2
74.
he did not. Yeah, day 2 we called that. We said under par and then over par and then no
The cut line was just too high.
Yeah, that's what I think. He
Yeah.
made the cut and then he just showed off on day 3.
Yeah. And then I think I saw that on Friday he was hitting some drives still over 180 ball speed.
Oh yeah, his average was like 183 or something
Yeah.
like that.
And then I think on Sunday he was averaging around like 165. So you could definitely tell like
I need
it
him
drops
to
off.
pull his pants leg up. I don't think there's anything wrong with the leg. I think it's all fake.
I heard it's
publicity.
bionic.
You think he's
It's just materialized.
Yeah, no, it's
like a spring? That's why he's able to push so
Kind of like
hard off
Oscar
that.
Pistorius.
Doc Ock.
No, Oscar.
Oh.
The Tink Tink. Remember the guy with the blades?
I don't know who Doc that is. I
You
thought you were
don't
talking
know
about Doc
Oscar-
Ock.
I thought
No. Do you know who
Octavius.
Oscar Pistorius is?
mm-mm.
Well, I
You talking about X-Men, ain't
I'm
you?
talking about Spider-Man.
No, this is a real individual.
Oh, he has a bionic leg?
No, he don't have legs.
Then why are we saying like him if we're talking about...
Because he's got the
Oh.
little blades.
I mean, I don't know him. But
Oh,
I see what
I've
you're
seen
talking
that.
about.
I've seen
You
that
think that's what
before.
Tiger has on his shoe?
Semi.
Semi.
It's a lot better looking than that.
That's probably he can
I-
push off so quick.
And Tiger probably hasn't murdered any girlfriends.
Is that guy?
That
has?
guy did?
Yeah, he's in prison. He murdered his
Oh.
girlfriend. I
think
think
we
he's
could-
from like South Africa.
You think we get him on the pod to confirm or deny that?
No, I think he's locked up.
Those
Well, they'll
people
give
are
him
on
a
shows all the
microphone.
time. Yeah, they're on shows all the time.
Well, if we're gonna get him, we might as well get Tiger King.
While
We're
we're
start
on
going
there.
for
I bet Tiger King
jailbirds.
would do it. He's all about it.
He said, "Boy, you sure look pretty."
So do you have Zach Blair winning
No, I don't have him
for the
winning.
Honda Classic?
Yeah, I have him winning.
Oh,
I
you do?
I feel good. I feel good.
Okay.
I need to look at the field because I know it's
Good
a
Lord,
smaller-
you're supposed to already have
Listen,
this
Bro,
stuff.
I'm busy at work.
The field is not.
I know. I know y'all talk, but
You're not going to know anybody in
The
this
field is
Zach.
not.
give me
loaded.
Max McCreevy. Is he in it?
He probably is. You should
Max
probably
is in
search
it?
for him, though.
I'm looking.
Also, the winning score last year was only 10 under, so it's a tough little tournament.
Turf.
Turf.
Let me, so I see Dylan Fratelli.
Oh,
Davis
her
Riley.
roster not-
Or
oh,
Riley
really?
Davis, as
It
Zach
won't-
called him.
Nobody can pick rosters right now. It's not loaded.
You got to, what?
Uh,
I've already
yeah,
picked
yeah, I
mine.
was already on it.
Oh, it's
Oh, you
not-
talking fantasy?
Yeah.
Oh, I went straight to the score.
Honda
My
Yeah.
my pick to win is Sunjay M.
Oh, going a little. What's he from the Japanese?
Mm-hmm.
A little native Japanese. Okay, that's a
Native
good pick.
Japanese.
Zach Blair posted on his story, I think it was yesterday, that he went to check in for the tournament, and the people did not know who he was.
Really?
Said, "Are you a caddy, sir?" And he said, "No, I'm a player."
I mean, is that really that big a deal for him?
well, then another guy was like, "Oh, I bet it's gonna be nice one day when you check in and people actually know who you are." They said, and Zach was like, "Oh, this is a reality check this week," but I got my boy.
He does have 8 like events that he's supposed to be able to play this year, right? What do you call that?
Yeah, I think exemptions.
Exemptions,
I
yeah.
think he's at.
Give me Harry Higgs.
Oh, he's in the field.
He's in the
He's
field.
not good, but that's a good pick.
He's as good
For
as
you
they
to
play.
lose.
I
They
think-
know who he is.
I was about to say, if you're just going off the most known people in the field, that's a good pick.
Well, I didn't see Max's name. I would went with him again.
Joel Damon might be in there too. I don't know.
Did y'all watch all 8 episodes?
I haven't
yet.
seen it.
I've
I haven't
gotten
seen
none?
it yet. No,
I'm on episodes. I just started 7.
I got
Oh, man.
I got the Hogwarts game.
Is that what you've been
I've been
playing?
wizarding my way through when we're not on Call of
My-
Duty.
My only things I wish they would have. So each episode is like a different storyline, different people. I want them to do another one, but like I want to focus on somebody for a minute, not just. I don't know. It was all right. I guess.
Like through their whole season.
I didn't like how so episode 1 was JT and Jordan Spieth.
Yeah.
And it talks about the PGA Championship, and then like episode 5 somebody else, and it goes back to the PGA.
Yeah.
I wanted to show the PGA Championship and all that in one episode. Then I
Yeah.
wanted to go to another tournament, then another tournament.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
I've had, there's a lot of mixed reviews out there about it right now, and most of it was that just the
Yeah.
timelines were all kind of skewed. But
Dan's all in there. Rappaport.
yeah,
He's everywhere.
the Matty Fitz episode, he's all in that.
Yeah, because I didn't know he was friends with Matty
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick.
They went to college together.
Dude, so you watched that episode.
Yeah.
My favorite part in the whole season is when he wins that tournament, because I didn't know. Obviously, you don't hear it on the tour, but everybody's like calling him Matty McNew Balance or Skechers.
Oh yeah,
and
Skechers,
they're
Matty.
like making fun of him.
Yeah.
It was like Katie was like almost crying
Yeah.
because it's like saying hurtful stuff and like nobody was believing in him, and then he made the putt and won it, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's what all y'all get. But they're making,
Everybody was pulling for Willie
they're like
Z.
screaming mean stuff at him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I didn't know they were like that on PGA Tour events.
It's just because he's a European guy.
Yeah. Nice guy, though. I like
Still
Nick Clark.
crazy he writes all this stuff down.
Every shot.
Every shot. And they were, was it on foreplay? They were talking about when we say every shot,
Every
He
shot.
Every
showed
shot,
he
rain.
showed his yardage books.
Yeah.
they're talking range shots.
Every shot, yeah.
Mhm.
Every shot, range, practice.
He has a Excel sheets. Wasn't it him?
Yep.
And it tracks. It goes back in there and it tracks and it shows him all his stats, everything.
I don't understand the point of it. Like obviously knowing your yardage is
One
great,
thing,
but I mean every shot.
Every shot.
the wind was blowing 3 miles an hour off the northwest. I hit a 9-iron and it went to the right. Like, how's that going to help you in a couple? Oh, I remember that time I wrote down that the wind was blowing 3 miles an hour off.
And
the
I was in
northwest.
Florida.
Yeah. But now I'm in Washington.
Yeah.
In Washington, it's
But hey,
12 degrees. There's
he
different
won.
humidity.
He won was it a U.S. Open? It was a major championship.
Yeah, it was a U.S.
So I ain't hating. I ain't got one.
Oh yeah.
He can write what he wants to write. He's a major champion.
And with that being said, we're going to take it to the drop zone question.
Presented by our friends at Warlord Beard Oil.
Warlord Beard Oil, bringing you the finest and handcrafted essentials for facial hair care.
BSG 15 for 15% off of your order.
Go and get you some apparel.
I just noticed the green one right there is
beard.
turned backwards.
They got combs. Do they have brushes?
They got brushes, combs, shirts,
I need a new brush.
flags, scents
scents.
for the car, which I love. I don't think I'll buy another one.
They got
Even when I go get like the truck wash and they give me one, I'm like, no thanks.
It doesn't
I just
smell.
ain't
It just
getting
smells like soap.
Yeah.
The ones that they give you.
they got emails, bud.
They do
But-
have unread emails.
We're going to
Possibly.
just have to send them a message.
Or
from
maybe
Ethan.
red and just left.
Oh, gosh.
Left on red. So today's drop zone question is: what would your handicap be if you started playing from the forward tees?
5.
Are we still practicing as much as we practice now, which is 0?
Yeah.
I think a 5.
I don't know. You played the forward tees at the fields. It's undocumented because the footage got deleted, but you still shot pretty high that day. It didn't help any because we shot high.
That's the only because I didn't have the range.
Oh, the
Because
one.
we started 18 birdies or whatever, so I didn't know the distances.
Oh.
So I was pinned high on a lot from the tee box on a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but I was in the bunker on
Yeah.
both
It
sides.
would
of
definitely be lower.
I think like a 4 or 5.
What?
If we played all year at Point in the Reds,
Mm-hmm. Oh, it'd be unstoppable.
there ain't more than a handful of rounds I'd shoot over 80.
I think you
wouldn't think-
definitely are gonna like get rid of like probably a second shot on every par 5. Like you're gonna at least
Oh, yeah.
be on the green more times than 2 than you
your
would.
third shot is now your original fourth shot trying to get
Yeah.
up.
Now I think it could screw you up on some par 4s if you try to like go for it and get yourself in a very awkward position by the
Oh, yeah.
green or something like that. That makes your second shot difficult, and then
The time I did play Reds at the field, I beat Casey and AJ.
You did
so
not
bad
beat-
He deleted,
oh my
he
That's why it's
deleted the he deleted the clips.
Well, that series, we abandoned that series for now. I think it'll be a good one to come back to.
Yeah.
We just ran out of time this year filming it. Yeah, I think I'm with you. Single digit handicap from the
I
Reds.
think so too. Especially without practicing any more than we do, because the short game is what I think really goofs us up a lot.
I know. I got a lesson with Scott Tuesday. Is it next Tuesday? So I'm finally taking advantage of those. And I'm going to tell him first thing I want to do is 50 yards and in. I said, I'm okay off the box most days. I'm okay putting. I need that work around the greens. And
get him to y'all to stand on the first tee and see if you can not hit that house on the right.
Oh, I'll try. I'll swing driver this time.
Oh, hole one. I know both videos. We got to go back there and take on Love Lady. That's our course.
And Colin. We got 2 more.
I can't believe we did not get invited to the member since we're members out there. That's April 22nd, same day as our BSG Classic. So who do we need to talk to about that?
Yeah, they could at least send us an invite, and we would have politely declined.
Yeah, because we already have something going on, which is
I might have showed up.
first ever BSG
Inaugural
Classic.
BSG Classic. Over $2,000 in prizes. Proceeds headed toward the Big House Foundation, a local charity event. A local charity here in town. The trophy for first place is right here.
You don't get to keep this one.
You don't keep this one, but we have 2 nice trophies for you to take home.
Trophies for you to keep.
We're going to have food truck, provided drinks, goodie bags. And if we can fill it up the way we want, we'll go ahead and set up the fall tournament.
Yeah. The whole thing's going to be a vibe. We're going to have music playing, taking a little bit from Live Golf, have music out on the course. Not all throughout the course.
The good stuff from Live Golf.
We'll have it set up where you're vibing at the beginning. We'll have the putting stations, what I'm excited about, because you have a chance to win a brand new golf bag.
Maddox
from Moon
confirmed
Golf.
for next week.
Oh, the pod?
Sweet.
We can talk about that 15-stroke difference that just happened.
We're going to rail him on that
Yeah,
for
going
sure.
to have to. The putting, you have a chance to win a brand new golf bag that we're going to go pick out, some head covers from Moon Golf, half the money for the raffle. So
Yeah.
the putting thing is a big win if you can get that. First place, you get to come back to the next one for free. You get $250 gift card apiece at Moon Golf. We're going to have long drives close to the pins. Like he said, drinks
We're
out on
going
the course.
all out.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We're probably losing money, but we're creating a vibe.
Yeah.
Creating a vibe. And we want you to be like, hey, this is a fun tournament. We're going to do it again next year. So we got the clear jug. Brent Oliver, if he wins, said he's drinking whole milk out of it. You can do what you want with
Got
it
a
if
gallon.
you win.
I heard he was going to pour some Rory Sweat in there as well.
Oh, that's disgusting. You can do what you want with it. When you win it, you've got it until we say, all right, it's time to clean up.
Yep.
And then it's come with us. But then you can take home your glass ones that are cups as well. I mean, they're not cups, but they can be used as cups. They have an opening. Correct?
So anything with an
Yes, they
opening
do.
is a cup.
Oh, they do have opening.
Yeah.
They're mini jugs.
Yeah, so working with some people, it's going to be a fun time. Get signed up at BeStillGolf.com. 2-man scramble. We've got our favorites to win it. Probably Coach, so I'm
Me.
going with. You think you can get it?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even have a partner yet.
Yeah, my partner bailed on me. We had talked about red beards and back
They
knives,
just left you.
bandits.
And then everybody started saying they weren't going to play, so I was like, I got to
We got to see. If
He
we-
was going to play and just let us work it.
I know we got to figure out, make sure everything gets detailed before we just get on the tee box. I don't know who you gonna. So you gonna. Mitchell may not show up, so I may be teaming up with you.
Yeah.
That's true.
We'll just mix. We just want Mitchell had to bring Mitch can bring his brother-in-law.
He's already signed up with his dad.
Oh,
They're
Michael
registered.
did?
Yeah, Michael's registered with his dad.
I have to bring one of his friends. One of his friends that always get us on
Is,
these courses.
Our plug at AU Club, he's registered, right? Was he one of the guys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he was
on
like,
there.
they were the second
Zach.
team, I think.
I think they plan on winning it. I don't know if they ever played at Point before, but they're pretty confident. So we'll see. We're almost to the half of our goal.
See if you can get Vince to come.
Oh yeah, I wish.
He's probably too busy.
I wish we can get Ann and Dan on there.
They said they were coming.
Oh really?
That's what they said when I went by Moon
When was
Golf.
the last time you talked to her?
Jay.
She didn't
Jay's
reply to
supposed to
my
be coming.
text.
Is your brother still gonna sign up, or is he gonna bail on us?
I don't know.
He's supposed to be a
He
sponsor.
said
as
he's
well.
been meaning to sign up, but
So there's 1, 2. There's
Just tell
3
him
teams
y'all
right
play
there.
together.
me and Jeremy.
Yeah, if y'all play
he
together,
would-
we'll give y'all like 2
Did he already?
strokes.
Did he already hype up his partner? He said was gonna play with him.
No, I don't know.
He told me it was, or I don't know who he told y'all it was.
Who did he say he was getting?
The buddy he works with.
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah.
ain't gonna play with him.
I didn't think so.
But I'll tell him he could be my partner then.
Yeah. Pending setup.
Yeah.
We got to get this thing flowing. We want it to be smooth.
I know one person that won't be there because he's doing too good in the fishing tournament.
Jody.
He came in second Saturday. So
What was this, like a little men's league he's in? Jody. Come on now. You could skip out on that for your boys. We'll catch you at Roanoke, though. I'm ready to get out there. Zach's never played.
I've never been there still.
We'll have to plan it. So that's what we got going on. Get signed up to the BSG Classic. That's it for episode 44. Hopefully by 47, we'll have confirmed to you the details on episode 50 with the hole we're playing, so you can just walk in with that club and swing it.
I'm hoping Payne's Valley.
Yeah, I'm good with it. We just got to get the yardage and do that thing. So thanks for watching. That's it.
Peace.
peace.